welcome back to another Touring Teacher lesson video. I hope that you're having fun with your distance learning and learning from home. Today we're going to be making some poetry by using the titles from books that are around our houses. Now before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can use all of the lesson videos while you're doing your learning from home. Let's get started. Okay, so today we're doing book title poetry. Now when we're writing poetry, it doesn't always have to rhyme. So the poems could just be short sentences, or you might be able to be really creative and come up with some very interesting poems. So what you're going to need to do this book title poetry. You will need a pen or pencil, some paper, a device of some sort that could be a laptop, iPad, a tablet or a phone. You're going to need 10 to 15 books. You might have more, but if you don't have that many, I'm sure you'll be able to make some poetry because you'll have your creative mind. So, book title poetry, the aim of the game. Our goal is to create an interesting poem, paragraph, sentence, whatever you'd like, just by using the titles of these books that we have. Not all poems rhyme, so you don't have to worry about that part. You can lay them out next to each other, or you can stack them on top of each other. You can rearrange the books to create a poem or some sentences. Poem number 1, Cat Adventures. Grumpy Cat was best friends with the Cat in the Hat, and on this day they let it snow in the secret garden of New Zealand and some other country. Okay, did you like my poem? I thought it was quite creative, but it would also be really interesting to see how you guys could rearrange my poem to create your own poems by using the same book titles. So, when you're happy with the order of your book title poem, you need to write it down. The punctuation might be a bit different when you write it down, so we need to make sure we put our full stops, commas and exclamation points in the correct place. And you might have noticed that I had to add a few extra words when I was putting my poem together, because not all of the books might have all the words that you need, so you have a little bit of creative license to add a few extra words as well. Alright, because I'm happy with the order that I've got for my book title poem, I'm going to write it down, making sure I add those extra words and put my punctuation in the correct place. Here is a look at how I've written it down. Okay, we've made one poem, let's create another poem. Off we go. Poem number 2, Birthday Surprises. This is the story of the year. A boy named Hugo was reading his birthday letters in the park, but they were all in German. Then, believe it or not, he was mugged by a moose. Alright, I've made 2 poems just by using these books behind me here. It's your time to create your own poems. If you'd like to have a bit of practice, you can pause the video on my book title poetry and you can write it down, or you could rearrange it by using the books that I have on screen. Or if you're really excited to go exploring in your house, you can find all the books that you have, lay them out, and then you can create your own book title poetry. I do have one rule. If you're taking all the books off the bookshelves in your house, make sure you put them back, because I'm sure your parents or your caregivers are not wanting for you to leave big piles of books everywhere. So make sure you do that once you're finished. Here is the activity. Grab your books, line up the books to create a poem or some sentences, make sure the poem and sentences make sense, write the poem down, make sure you use the correct punctuation, and then when you're done, make sure you share the poems with the people in your house. I'm sure they would love a good laugh, or they'd love to see what creative things you have come up with. So, you have fun with that. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see all the other learning videos on the Touring Teacher YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys very soon.